Right.
There you go. Yeah.
Can you hear yourself back at all, or am I good?
I don't think so.
No, you're good.
Callum, I stocked up on beta.
But beats so. Right, are we ready?
Oh, no, let me get my second screen on.
Never mind, we're already going. It's too late. I forgot to click the thing.
What?
We're in.
I forgot to click the thing, so it just automatically goes. We are actually
Man, that could have been rough.
going. It could have been. I just saw on my phone, it was like, Regional 1's now live. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
There's another.
That what?
Oh.
Oh, is that Lost Lager?
Lost lager.
Oh, yeah. Yes, lad.
You're drinking the leftovers.
You have leftovers?
Right in here.
Yeah.
Callum, I
Absolutely.
put something weird in my reflection.
No, do not, because we are actually live. I think. Yeah, we are actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the live stream out.
Oh, I've just realised I've tabbed out, and it doesn't. Discord doesn't like it when you tab out. Oh, Discord, I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay, kitten. Download Aftermath, nice. Hello, good evening. Who am I logged in as?
Don't know, Marie. You logged in as Marie.
Yeah, that's me.
Hello, Marie.
Me. Good evening. Hey. Oh,
Hello.
How we doing?
We're back from download, but not download.
Man, barely made it back. Actually, it was dead easy this year. It was really well organised, I'll say that.
Except I heard the queues to get in were quite long.
What queue?
Yeah, well, I heard a story about a woman who left at like 6:30 a.m. from Kent and didn't get into the festival until like 7 p.m. or something.
I should have left
like,
before.
Yeah. And it was like, ooh.
Yeah, I think it was all the south and east car parks. I think they were just absolutely chocker.
Man. Yeah, they got absolutely cooked.
We got really lucky.
Yeah, just leave.
Yeah, it was pretty fantastic.
Just leave at 3 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah. When did we leave? 4?
Yeah, I think we sort of hit the road about 4 a.m.
Yeah, man, we left at 4 a.m. We got there. We did not queue at all to get into the car park for more than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
We parked in the car park. We walked straight through the entrance, set up in blue cab. Jobs are good, and all within an hour.
Well, they let people in like straight away.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Normally they wait, don't they? They're like.
I think I read somewhere that basically people were turning up like 4 hours before even the car park opened, and it was just clogging all the town up.
Yeah, so just letting people in. Yeah, they always happens, doesn't it? They're like, because it always says we will not let anyone in before 12 p.m. or whatever, 12 a.m. I suppose, whatever way around. But
well, look,
it never happens.
Peer pressure works.
Crowd mentality.
Yeah, exactly.
We are many, they are few.
They're also not paid.
Yeah, they get free festival ticket, bro. What the hell?
Yeah, that's true. No, man, that was.
And no payment.
we had really. I think we had a bunch of really nice security and stuff. Like everyone was super nice. I didn't have. Nah, it was a super good festival, dude. It was really good.
Super good.
What I'm saying, Callum, is you missed out big time.
Nah.
And Stevie, when you watch this back, man, you missed out even bigger time, bro. Big sad.
It was very good.
Hearing my voice, it's popping off, dude. It's going.
Yeah, I sound like Darth Vader today.
Keep it up.
Keep it off.
We just chatting.
How's everyone doing this evening? Anyway, how are we doing? Anyone in the chat who's been to download, put your horns in.
Horns. I suppose there's that emoji, isn't there? There's the devil horns.
Yeah, it's like an auto emoji. I spotted it out of the corner of my eye. It's very nice.
I remember it was always /M/ that was it. /M.
Yes.
Backslash. No, backslash
I think
fem.
that was kind of cooler, you know.
Yeah. Before my time, we had all these emojis. We had emoticons.
Remember MSN? You could just make your own. Maybe that's showing our age a bit.
We missed that, yeah.
Maybe that's showing my age a bit. Marie, hello. Marie says, "Can't believe Aaron and Simon are alive." To be honest.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll give some stories out. The glow sticks were pretty wild, but
That
we'll
was
get
a
to that.
funny story.
Very sad I didn't go. Yes, you should be. You could have. You were thinking of it. I know you were.
Next year is the one.
A lot of people
Round
were a
up a
bit
lot
slow
of
to the
people.
chase this year, man. It sold out quick.
Yeah, it sold out before the New Year's, didn't it? I think, or was it just after New Year's?
I think it sold out before Metallica were announced. That's really my sticking point.
Yeah.
Which is pretty crazy because I think a lot of people were kind of pissed off that Metallica were given 2 headline sets.
Yeah.
We were. We are. What I think the underlying message for me from this year, and I don't know about you, Aaron, the underlying message for me this year is stop booking the old biddies, man. Like the young bands there. Like I know Slipknot aren't young, right? But they're newer. There's something about Slipknot, but Bring Me the Horizon were definitely the highlight of the weekend, and I'm not really I am now.
Speaking
I
of,
wasn't a Bring Me fan.
they're playing in the Bic.
Yeah,
the 10th of January. Tickets go on sale on Friday, and I think they've got Bad Omens. Yeah, they've got Bad Omens supporting as well. So
yeah, literally, like, everyone got lost in the crowd, and when we all met up back at camp, every single person's first opening was, have you seen they've announced the tour they're playing?
There you go. Honestly, did you hear about that thing of Bring Me Horizon? They're going on tour, I think. I think they're playing at the Bic.
On Spotify.
So,
that's good. Yeah, they were a
really cool.
But...
Bring did this cool thing. They so
they played music. It was really cool.
It was really on the day they were playing that there was just like recurring advert on the download sort of speakers constantly. So they had obviously. Oh, that was another thing. Actually, the video setup this year was really.
I did see pictures of it because they had it on all the sound bits as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, so they had like
huge, like cylindrical screens, weren't they? It was awesome.
And the headliners could stick lights to that as well. And Slipknot, for example, had
smoke and all sorts
smoke machines coming out of that as well.
Yeah.
For the crowd, it looked like something out of a horror scene, which like that's really cool if you're gonna set the scene. I think that's a really cool way to do it.
Yeah, really sort of industrial look to it. It was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely awesome. Yeah. But yeah, Bring Me, they had this kind of we were wondering what the hell was going on because there was like a church advert. And we were like, that's fucking weird for download, isn't it? And yeah, so it was like the church. Do you remember what it was? Genexus, right?
Genexus or something, yeah.
Genexus, yeah, the Church of Genexus. And I was like, oh, this is like some meme, right? It's going to be like you join it and you get like tickets to download or something like that. I don't know. And we were like, should we join a cult? We didn't join a cult before, do you remember, when that management company got in touch? They were just a fucking cult. We were like, not sure about that one, Chief. But yeah, so we were sort of like, I'm in an ahhing all day to see if we could go and check this thing out. And then just before Bring Me came on, there was this like big static announcement through the speakers and all the videos cut off and everything. And it was this sort of Church of Genexus thing. And then it was them, and it was like them cutting through it. I was like, oh, that's cool. So they've been building this up all day long, building up that we had no idea about. It was cool.
I did some more research into it. You know how all weekend, like I thought it was an advert, but this guy kept on popping up and just going, "Have you got your fish and chips yet?"
Yeah.
And it turns out if you went to the fish and chip stand, that's where all the Genexus stuff was. It was really cool.
Yes. And so on one of the nights we got a bit fucked up, but we met this guy.
One of the nights.
Sort of over. Yeah, all the nights kind of. One of the nights we went over, we met this guy, and he'd done the Genexus thing, and he'd gone to the fish and chip stand. And what you then have to do, there's a bunch of riddles you have to solve all around the arena. And then if you solve them and you go back to the chippy, you get this like weird little coin. And on, I think it's the Sunday, Bring Me the Horizon had this kind of secret, I guess, I don't know if it was a meet and greet or what, but there was like a secret merch drop with like limited edition merch and stuff, all built around this Church of Genexus thing. I thought that's really cool, actually. Yeah. Like, that's about as viral as marketing gets. Really cool.
They do something similar to that at Boomtown. I don't know if you heard about that. They have like all these actors and stuff in Boomtown. And there's like a whole like little story thing going on, and you can like choose to explore it.
Cool.
And like stuff. It's a bit like Alice in Wonderland, kind of like down the rabbit hole thing, and all like crazy stuff happens, and you have to go get like tarot card readings, and there's like riddles, and you go to like other places, and it's all like actors and stuff, and you have to find this guy and talk to him about this and that, and it's quite
like,
cool.
It's like, what if your festival was an escape room too?
That's what I mean, but it's like the half the people who go there don't even know about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy that they put all that effort in just for some people to find out
That's
about
really
it.
cool. Yeah, I love that kind of thing. That's
Find
something
out about it after they've gone home. Like,
Yeah.
oh, no, yeah.
But it carries on from the last one, and then it's sort of like they decide what happens. So like what other people do, like what the festival goers do, changes the story, and they adapt from that, which is quite cool.
Big D&D.
Really like
Yeah.
Yeah. Really big.
D&D, but with drum and bass. Wait, D&D, D&B.
What?
Hang on. Wait a minute.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, you know what though? You got to come next year, Callum. I know you like Bloodstock, but that was pretty fucking good.
Bloodstock's pretty good, man. Bloodstock's really.
I can't remember who he was speaking to. He says like, "Oh, Bloodstock's kind of where all the gatekeepers go." Here's the Gatekeeper Festival. I was like, yeah, I can see how that might be the case.
Kind of, but then like Killswitch Engage are there, so I don't know how Gatekeeper you can be about that.
That day.
What did he say? It was Gatekeepers and patch jackets. I was like, a bit simplified, but okay.
Gaslight, Gatekeep, Girl Boss. Sorted, bro.
Girl Boss.
Yeah. Don't know, you missed a meme when you were away at Download. There's been a meme uprising of girl bosses, of gaslighting, gatekeeping girls.
No, for those guys who don't know, we have like a very kind of secretive fan Discord thing, and it gets filled with shit memes. And when I say shit, I don't mean bad. I mean like shit hot. Spicy.
I didn't miss too much, I don't think. I was about to go look and realise we were streaming on Discord now.
Yeah, that's a risk. If you want to apply for that, let us know. Don't. So, Marie's chimed in, said, Aaron, how you get on with the sun?
Well, would you believe? I actually feel like I've caught the sun a little bit. I don't know if you can see it.
She did steal my... That was my first question. The thing all the Brits love talking about is, of course, the weather.
Yeah.
The weather was insane.
It was, yeah. It was pretty full on. It was just slap your sun cream on, all good.
Did you get any rain on the Sunday?
There will be some content uploaded this week of me and Aaron. We had a morning routine. We get a 2-litre bottle of water and we pour it over each other and get Seeking Benjamin Francis to film it in slow motion. So that'll be available on our OnlyFans very soon.
I did see one, and Aaron does pull like the O face when it hits his back.
It was.
It's
like a seal.
And when he goes back for seconds.
Yeah. You should go like, oh shit, let's go with that. But however, it is very hot. Oh my god.
Man, we were told we got to like get on the socials and stuff, but I was getting carried away. There's no connection to download either. We tried to post like a story here and there, just who we're going to see and stuff. Shit, it's so hard to like keep on top of that when you're as smashed as we were.
Yeah, that's it. It's just drunken ramblings at that point. I watched one of them back, and it was like.
I'm pretty sure we uploaded. I'm not sure if it uploaded or not in the end. But Aaron, there was one where we were walking to the arena.
Yeah, that one went up. Yeah, that one went up.
Over.
Stumbling along, and you fall over.
I don't know what was going on, man.
That one did go up. Yeah,
that was funny.
That was a good time, though. Yeah. No, I've done kind of. I've turned off my main light and put on just the white light so that it doesn't show just how burnt I am.
You are very reflective.
Pretty hot.
It was pretty rare. Yeah.
What was our peak? Like 28 degrees?
Yeah, that's like what it was down here.
28 plus.
It did get a bit dusty because of it, though.
Yeah, it always does that, doesn't it? The old dust load.
Yeah, it was big dust load. Like,
did you get the Dust Devils?
Yeah, no, the Parkway Drive set. He even commented on it. He goes like, "Oh, I've never played a show before, but you can taste the ground that you're playing on."
Yeah, man, that's damn right. Hey, they Parkway Drive were pretty tight.
Yeah, I thought they were brilliant.
They actually had a pretty cool moment, didn't they? They were playing and there was no rain all weekend except Parkway came on and then there was just like dry lightning in the distance. It was quite a vibe, man.
Pretty,
yeah.
You see, like, because there's like
big thunder crap over the back of the stage.
You see, like, the castle was just lighting up every now and then. You're like, oh, that's cool.
Only Parkway could do it.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
they were definitely one of my highlights. I was so excited to see them, and they did not disappoint at all.
I really enjoyed Parkway, but I wish they didn't do the slow song.
Yeah, that was pretty. I thought it was pretty good. They brought all the sample drums out for it and everything.
Yeah, the instrumentation was great, but the
still.
guy did not sing.
He's not a singer, he's a streamer, but it's sort of become a bit of a meme for them. It's like
Our lead
use
singer's
live
not
vocals
singing.
I suppose just to bring it
Yeah.
on, what was your favourite band for the weekend?
Yeah, that's hard. I've been thinking about that all day because I knew you'd ask, and I
Yeah, of
still
course I
don't
would.
know.
Like, but I'd say perform. What was
I-
your favourite like performance? Like, the whole package, like the music, the performance side, the whole experience.
Honestly,
Probably Bring
again,
Me, actually.
yeah, I
It's
think
like-
Bring Me
yeah.
brought the fucking thunder, dude. They were
Mm.
incredible. And like I said, I wasn't really a Bring Me fan before their set on
Mm.
Friday, but they were very convincing.
I think they were ready for it. When they really wanted like a headline slot, didn't they, for age? Because they
It's
always
not
a
only
download.
that. So, I'm gonna also give you my least favorite act of the week, and it has to go to Metallica.
Which
Right,
one?
no, seriously,
Which one?
That's like a Saturday.
we didn't even bother with the Saturday. The Thursday,
Oh,
we
really?
got 5 songs in, and they played the same song 5 times. But
I just
I'm
found
obviously
this-
I'm ripping a bit. I'm taking the piss a little bit, but no, I thought, considering they're probably like one of the richest, most high budget metal bands on the planet, they turned up and they didn't really want to be there. I think they wanted a nap.
Yeah.
The only one who wanted to be there was
Yeah.
Lars Ulrich, but he was so distracted by the performance that he couldn't play the drums.
Mm.
But
They
what that
pumped
meant. Go on, sorry, yeah.
I was gonna say, I felt they just pumped the bass drum, and like, to be fair, where he's a bit wobbly and all over the place, it was just like this bass drum mess over all the rest of it that was going on.
Yeah, man, shocking, wasn't it?
No,
But on a
You-
positive note from that, I'm really hoping that, I mean, Andy Copping being, I guess, the primary booking agent, right, the guy who runs the festival, maybe because a lot of people were leaving on Metallica's Thursday set. They were done.
On the Thursday as well. Like, you're raring to go, surely.
Yeah,
Mm.
man, yeah, you're rough and ready to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not exactly hanging out your ass just yet. It's day 2 and day 1 for a lot of people. But
The one thing I'll give them that I thought was really funny is I saw an article. Apparently, all like the local area around the download site, the police had loads of complaints about the noise of Metallica.
Yeah, it was like 15 miles away, I think it was, or something.
15 miles. They
Just-
were hearing it.
maybe they just have one of those engineers like loud equals better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No.
But honestly,
we-
it felt like
Hmm.
'cause Bring Me the Horizon were on the Friday, Metallica obviously being on the Thursday for their first set, which is stupid. You can hear it from the campsite. It's not like we did.
yeah. Basically saw them,
They turned it down on the Saturday though. All we heard was when they cranked it for Enter Sandman right at the end.
Yeah.
That's just you can predict it, But,
Yeah.
Bring Me coming on the Friday. I think a lot of people had the sentiment that shit. It felt like a changing of the guard almost.
Yeah,
Like,
it was a breath of fresh air.
they're probably the newest band I think to headline Download in forever, right? And a lot of people, I know since I've been going to Download, a lot of people have been calling for Bring Me to get a headline slot on the main stage. That's been like, a long time coming.
Yeah,
Finally they did it, and
Mm.
it paid off. They're so good.
Yeah, they had to bring something big, I think, and they did. They really did.
Yeah, and they also had some really nice moments. They brought on Amy Lee from Evanescence. They brought on Nova Twins. Yeah, that was really cool, and it was like all done. And because I saw Bring Me back in about 2010, and they were good, but they kind of came across a bit like they were sort of a bit. I don't know.
Definitely,
Really, I'm just not into the punk scene too much. That kind of energy where they're like they kind of hate the crowd and you're meant to hate them a bit. I don't really get that. But they seem to have matured a lot. That headline slot, he wasn't like constantly calling everyone like basically nasty words. It was just there.
It was they really
and
brought a
involved the
stage show
crowd.
with it.
Yeah, you felt like you were part of the act, which is I think that's kind of the way a headline should work. And yeah, it felt like seriously. I mean, you could see it in the crowd that there was a much younger crowd for Bring Me the Horizon, and I think Download obviously they're going to need to market to that. They've made it a family festival now. Yeah, man, it was nice. It was really good. Bring Me were an absolute blow-away act. Fantastic.
What was your favourite each day then? I think that's probably a better question.
Oh, that is a better question. Thank you, Aaron. You sold that one for me, didn't you?
Sorry,
No, you stole it out my head.
Actually, before we continue, we've had a question in from Marie. She says, "Do you have a band that you weren't expecting too much from, but that were really good?" Kind of Bring Me for me in a way. In a way, like, I wasn't a fan of Bring Me till Friday.
Was it? What was the one we saw in the tent? Was it Kid Capici?
I didn't stick around for that. I was headachy, man.
They
I was in a
were
bad way.
really good. They had a really good sound actually.
I
I
was
enjoyed
knackered.
them a
I
lot.
needed to lay down by the ice cream.
That's the one Will's auntie's boyfriend like manages or whatever.
Oh really?
Kid Kapachi, yeah.
Yeah, super cool. Yeah, they were really
like
good.
Madness met Arctic Monkeys, right?
Yeah, very much. They're a really good vibe. I thought I like them.
So for me, it was Palais Royale. I think that's how you say it. Palais Royale. Palais Royale. They were.
Palais Royale.
Yeah. Either way, they were really cool. They they were pretty edgy. They're kind of like MCR sort of vibe, I guess. But they put on a performance, man. I didn't know too many of their songs or anything, but their performance was really good. Like the drummer ran out and started a mosh pit in the crowd. The guitarist was constantly at the front of the crowd as well. The singer came out on a rubber dinghy and rode his way through the crowd and stuff. That was nice. But they were like they were pretty ADHD, you know. It was nice. Good fun.
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah, man.
Wait, are you doing each day? You doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday? Who's your favourite Thursday?
Oof.
Right, let me pop up the lineup because
I remember who I saw now. Yeah. Sorry, I sort of stowed myself in the background. I stowed myself in then.
Ovage. Man, that word's been used so much this week.
There is something I have to know. Was the use the bridge guy there?
Who?
You know the guy when you're walking in, he's like, use the
We
bridge.
didn't come in that way. They've changed
Oh yeah.
We should probably talk about the new layout actually, because that people who are fans of festivals and go to download, man, this year for me was like the easiest year.
They fixed it.
It's fixed pretty well. Obviously, the issue is the queuing in the roads. I know a lot of people got kind of stoved in with that.
I think we'll have to tell them of our cheeky shortcut because we
yeah, we saved about 7 minutes. Didn't we? Yeah, went straight through
through the hedges. There's some corn in the way, but we got rid of that.
You know, it's a good festival when you left
the tramline bush.
It's blowing it out. We can't.
Yeah.
Your brand here.
Oh, another band that were really fantastic that surprised me was Ghost.
Yeah, actually, they were pretty good.
I find their music a little bit cheesy, a little bit cringe, but then you see it live, you're like, oh, I get it.
Yeah, it's always different. Yeah, they're a lot different. Like it's like Sleep Token and that. I don't know if was Sleep Token there. Well, I can't remember. But like, I wouldn't listen to Sleep Token like at home alone. But like they played at Bloodstock and it was like bloody amazing. But when I go back and listen to it at home, and I'm like, but not that good. When you see it live, and it's just a completely different thing.
Again, yeah, I think Metallica were kind of the opposite. And I've got an absolute fucking vendetta now. You know, like I was so they were like the one I was really excited for, and they were just like
mid.
Why are we here? You know?
Yeah, you're like, yeah. All right.
But there's always one act each year. I think we were talking about this quite a bit, me and Aaron. Anyway, like and a lot of people seem to agree that a lot of the legacy acts that they seem to book maybe aren't the best booking. I mean, Kiss have they've had 3 final tours. Like, they keep booking them.
You say that when Def Leppard played, they were really good.
Yeah,
they were really good. I think they should just do Def Leppard every time.
I really want them to do is AC/DC. I'd quite like to see AC/DC.
Yeah.
Because I think, I mean, they were never really too mental anyway. Do you know what I mean? They're more like.
Or Rush.
Well, it was always Dad, but
Rush hasn't been there in a while.
Yeah, they got the hologram tour next.
Yeah. Do what ABBA did. Sit in the hotel while the show plays for you, dude.
that would be the next Kiss tour, wouldn't it? For sure.
Man, I talked about this quite a bit in the campsite. I think we were joking a lot about it, but Jesus, Kiss, man, they shouldn't be allowed on. Right, so he still does the tongue thing and the big long tongue, and it's meant to like there used to be a kind of, I guess, tongue-in-cheek sexy thing, pun not intended, right? And now the guy, you can see the wrinkles through his makeup, and he's still doing the tongue thing, and I'm like, fucking hell. Not bad. Yeah, man. So,
I'll tell you what, one of my other biggest surprises, actually, before we move on, is I'd not seen them, and everyone said, "Oh, you have to see them. They're so good." Was that Skindred?
But you never seen Skindred?
Never seen Skindred.
Oh my god!
Well, absolutely awesome.
Skindred are phenomenal. They are kind of like. And I think they're really reliable as well. It seems like they're the guys that if anything goes wrong, you call Skindred.
That's
You know what
it.
I mean? I mean, they did for this festival.
Yeah,
Like,
they
Five Finger Death Punch pulled out, right?
They
Were
turned
they on
up
main
last
stage?
minute and just no, they're
Second
second
stage
stage
headliner.
headliner.
They're
Yeah.
always second stage.
Mm.
Well, they were headline. Sorry, not headline. They were they should be. No, they were main stage. 2019 or something like that. They were
Was
really
it?
good.
Yeah.
I think like certain bands actually fit the second stage a bit better because it's that little bit smaller. It's not such a huge venue like especially the sort of heavier bands, the more partier bands and everything. Everyone sort of packs in a bit more at that stage,
Yeah.
so it keeps
Well,
the
we're saying
vibe
it
going.
about kind of in an ideal world, you just switch Parkway onto main stage, onto second stage as like the second stage headliner, have Parkway Drive, and
Yeah,
then
man.
Ghost would then be before Slipknot. But I guess the changeover.
Yeah, the stage changeover would
You
be
got, like,
mental.
Huge.
But I think Ghost needed a
First
bit more space to move around, and Parkway actually kind of needed less because they're
Mm.
they're active and they move a lot, but I don't think they need that much.
Yeah,
to,
exactly. Yeah, they suit that vibe.
Mm.
Like, first time I saw them there in 2018, they were second stage headliner, and as much as I loved them this weekend, I think that time was a bit better because the crowd just got more pumped. It was absolute energy the first time I saw them.
Yeah. You know what? So each day, favorite band each day. That's hard, right? There's so many, there were a lot of absolute killer bands this year, dude. We saw a song of Pussifer. They were okay. I thought they were a little bit. They didn't look that exciting on stage. So obviously we can ignore Metallica. What else?
Hailstorm on the Thursday.
That would have been nice. Oh, Hailstorm were.
Hailstorm, yeah, they were
Can we
really
talk
good.
about that? I don't know.
Hailstorm.
Hailstorm.
I think any of the guys or those inclined who were watching the Hailstorm show and then immediately went to the Skindred show know what we're on about here. But if that's not on the download highlights on Sky or whatever it is, unlucky boys.
They were amazing. Like their drummer blew me away. He was absolutely wild.
So it's Lizzie Hale's brother, isn't it? The drummer?
I think so. I think there's a siblings in there somewhere. I'm not sure if it's drummer, singer, or guitar singer, or whatever. But
there should be like, you know how in football they have like player of the match. He was like drummer of the day. Do you know? He was absolutely phenomenal. That guy performed so hard. And also he's like super tight. I really like his playing style as well. He was really good.
Stove those drums in, man.
Yeah, I think actually, good shout. It's between Skindred and Hailstorm for me.
Definitely, I agree.
That's hard though, because Hailstorm came on with Skindred, and Lizzie Hale did the Newport Helicopter.
We'll leave it at that. Yeah. We did catch the end of Ginger as well. They were quite good.
They're always tight. I don't think they're the biggest performers in the world though. I think they're more technical.
Yeah, I think they'd be better second stage.
So last time
we saw them last time, they were like Avalanche stage.
Yeah, they were in the tent, in a little tent last time. But they were sick in the tent. But like probably everyone knew Ginger then, so it was like the whole tent was absolutely packed. There's people outside like waiting to get in and all that. And it was like
they filled out their stage.
Yeah.
They did. So yeah, we saw Pendulum. That was one I've been looking for a while.
Yeah. They were impressive.
How was Pendulum? Was that good?
Oh, they're obviously very good. I feel like they're one of those acts that are super reliable. But I liked it. But I all the drum triggers kind of put me off a little bit. It was a little bit over compressed. That's a bit of a nerdy musician thing. But it didn't feel live. It kind of felt like you were just watching them press play a little bit. I don't know. They were really good though. They sounded amazing. They were probably one of the best sounds of the weekend.
To be fair, I felt they were a bit quiet for what they were.
Yeah,
you know,
we were quite far back, so we weren't like in the. Yeah, they were good.
That was another sort of pleasant surprise, definitely, because
don't know what to expect.
Heard a few songs and oh, Callum, they did the one with In Flames.
Yes.
Did they?
With In Flames, but that song.
You gotta download. They don't play that. What the fuck?
That was good. Right. So what are we on Friday now? Let's have a look through.
Yeah, so Evanescence were obviously really good. Like that was nice. That was nice. But bring me, take it, Mush.
Yeah. They should have been main stage, man. That was one of the busiest shows of the weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah, I would have put Architects again headlining second stage and put Evanescence supporting Bring Me. That would have been better. But I think obviously there's a bit of a thing with Architects always supporting Bring Me, so like it's a bit of a legacy thing at this point. I'm surprised they didn't bring Architects on for the crossover though. That would have been nice. There were a few other really good bands on that day. So as December Falls, is that the guys we saw in the tent?
I think so. Yeah.
They were pretty tight, man. They were good. That was like
They've been smashing it recently as well.
Yeah. I get them. Actually, my algorithms feed me their ads all the time.
Yeah, that's all I get as well. It's as simple. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, they're popping, dude. They're doing well. And I think deservedly so. They're not really my sort of cup of tea normally, but they were really good.
Smash Into Pieces was that day. Oh, they were so good.
They were really good. Yeah, man. I'm gutted with Miss Guar though.
Yeah, they clashed. I think they. Well, I read what happened there.
They ended up getting moved.
Yeah, they got moved because they turned up late. But yeah, they ended up clashing with Disturbed. And I was like, no, sorry, I'm here for Disturbed. You know.
Yeah, that probably quite comfortably moves us on to Saturday. I'm assuming your highlight for Saturday was Disturbed.
Definitely, man. Yeah, that was the one I was there. Of all the bands there, they were the top one that was.
Were they on the main stage?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Dude, they're always so good, man. Yeah. They're another one that again, like Skid Row, they're consistent. They're consistently just fucking killers, dude.
Did he do the bit in the song where he screams to his mummy, slapping him?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, it was really good. My favorite part of any song, actually.
You can tell he's up there cringing a little bit every time he does it now. That was
he has to do it.
In my 20s,
yeah, he has to do it.
I think he doesn't give a shit, dude.
Yeah. Because he hasn't got the piercing and that anymore, does he?
No.
Yeah, he's normies. He's thinking of getting off his job.
Yeah.
Lisa, yes, I am indeed drinking Capri Sun.
He needs to revitalise.
I've had 5 days of roughing up. This is kind of all I got left.
Sunburnt prune at this point.
Honestly, though, I think we were quite lucky we didn't get any hangovers or anything. That was nice. So looking at the Saturday, though, there were a few others that I kind of think were really worth a shout. 3 Days Grace were really good. Again, consistent. They always sound good. For me, I think highlight was because I'd not seen them before, and I think their performance is probably one of the more interesting and more theatrical shows. Ice Nine Kills are really cool. They were really cool, and they're the kind of band. If we can get there, and there's another one I want to talk about as well for the Sunday. But if we can get to that stage where we're on a support with a good band, I feel like Ice Nine Kills would be a really good band for us to support. That'd be nice. They do the whole theatre. They do a bit of horror. You know, it's like Bedlam would fit right in. You know, Addicted to Chaos would fit right in. They were really fun.
We've got to bring a stage show for some of those eventually.
Yeah, man.
That sort of thing.
You know what? A lot of the guys we were hanging with were saying if we had that budget, we'd have a lot of fun. You know, they're like, if you guys had that budget, I'd be there. I was if only.
Just win the lottery.
Yeah. Sunday. There's a lot of killers on Sunday as well, dude. We actually went quite late though because we were we had some vodka to drink.
I had my breakfast of beer. Oh, that was Avatar Day.
Avatar, that's the other band I say. If we got the chance, I'd love to support Avatar. They were really cool.
They're always a good show, man. He does stuff with that guitar that's just wild.
Yeah, right. The guy is he's got to be the king of the whammy bars, man.
Yeah, the whole riff writ around the whammy bar. Man, how do you do that so consistently?
Yeah, dude, I really enjoyed them. And again, it's that kind of theatrical approach. Obviously, later that day you had Ghost. That's the same sort of vibe, you know. Pretty theatrical, I'd say. Pretty wild show. I love that. I love it when they put a bit of budget into actually looking good and making it into theatre. Why would you go on a stage if you're not going to be at least a bit theatrical? I don't know.
Yeah, it was a bit of a tough one because Avatar clashed with Behemoth, which is another band I'd love to see. I feel like they're one that they've been every download I've been to, and I've just never got around to seeing them. You know.
Should have saw him at Bloodstock last year when they headlined. That was a really good show.
It was a really big show.
It is, yeah. It's all on YouTube as well. You can watch it because they upload it all onto YouTube. And
nice.
They look like amazing. It was so good.
Who was after that? Then it was I Prevail on the Sunday. They were really good, man. They had some good energy.
I Prevail were cool, yeah. I missed I Prevail. We went down to see, and I mentioned them earlier, we went down to see Palais Royale. I think they're really cool, dude. They had a bit of
Yeah, what sort of
right
music
word.
do they do? I'm not really
But
familiar with.
they're in an interesting space. I'd say kind of between MCR, that kind of vocal style, but then uh, it's quite accessible. I don't really know. 'Cause it's kind of pop punk, but it's more rock. And then they did a bit of the Doors kind of
Mhm.
stuff as well.
Yeah,
So it's
nice one.
like they're a cool performance. They certainly acted like it as well. They have a bit of gravitas. That's the word. There's
Mm.
a bit of weight to them that nice. They dressed up well. Every single member of the band was really performing. They had all like proper good stage personas and everything. So they were a pretty good highlight for me. But I think Sunday for me, Slipknot, man.
Yeah,
How could it not be?
yeah,
How could it
Slipknot.
not be?
I liked Slipknot, but I must admit, I think the first time I saw the other year, they were slightly better. You know, I think
So
Corey
Corey,
Corey Taylor
I
was a
would
bit ill. Obviously,
say,
Clown literally flew out because it was said that he wasn't going to be there for it because his wife was ill or something. But I read into this right. So apparently he got his own private jet, flew out to Donington, played the show, they got straight back on and went back home again. I was
oh
like,
man.
that's pretty dedicated
Wow.
from America
And
as
those
well.
guys, that's
Yeah.
again, I think that's one of the reasons I like them so much at
Mm.
Download. I think they genuinely really love being
Yeah.
there. I think you can tell the bands that don't sound like it. So
On a
but
side note with
it
Slipknot
makes
as
me
well,
happy.
I have to say as well with Slipknot, like Corey Taylor's new mask is actually pretty creepy with the eyes. Did you
Yeah,
find
man.
that? It was actually really weird.
I like the new masks.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
Oh,
Black noise. Shit.
yeah, that's it. I can't describe it, but it was just had this real creepy element to it. Like, "Hey, he's back." Sort of-
Gaunt.
not sure
Yeah,
what that other one was, but
yeah. I quite like the drummer's mask though. That was a cool one.
Hmm.
The
Yeah,
bassist has a kind of new thing to him. He's always got like a almost it's
Mm.
like a is it luchador kind of mask?
Yeah, sort of
Like
like
Mexican wrestling kind of thing.
mm,
It looked cool, man.
yeah, yeah. I have to say, Jay has just joined Slipknot and has just become an absolute
Oh,
star in there, and he's one of
the
the
new
star
drummer,
figures at
yeah,
this point. Yeah,
he is
Mm,
insane. He's
mm.
really good.
It's
I
another
always liked
thing.
Joey, but I always thought he was a bit of a one-trick pony. Like the double pedal was his thing, but the new guy comes in and absolutely just owns that.
Just
shit.
shreds it, man.
Joey did
Um,
also spin around whilst playing the drum. They did also
Okay,
putting up
and
vertical
you-
and then spinning around.
I was hoping so much they'd do something interesting with the drums, but I don't know. They didn't. You know, Corey Taylor was ill. They clearly had some family stuff going on, like Clown, for example.
They were still
I
very
let
good.
them
Don't
pass
get me
on that.
wrong, but they
Yeah,
were,
they definitely didn't have quite the same energy, but again, there was like 20 pits.
yeah.
We got Aaron in his first Slipknot mosh pit.
Yeah, my first one.
Yeah.
Last time I saw them, a typical Slipknot crowd is that you just go into the crowd with your friends and you turn around and then everyone's just gone.
Yeah.
Like they're all gone. So I sort of watched from a bit further back. But this year, because we all managed to stay together, believe it or not, me and Simon just went and jumped in. We thought we've got to do it, man. We've got to say yes, we've done it. I do have to say though, I think Parkway was my highlight that day, man. I think when you know the music as well, is chef's kiss.
Yeah, Parkway were really tight, man.
Yeah.
And
I
lots
feel
of
like-
questions come in. So, just quickly. So, Lisa's asked, "Where is Stevie?" Stevie didn't go to Download this year because he was indecisive, and I imagine he's regretting it right now because it was one of the best downloads, which I think probably answers Nick's question. So he said, "How did it compare to other years? Glad to see you made it home with a liver."
Yeah.
He also stole one of my questions.
Yeah.
He stole one of my questions.
Well, get quick.
I should just type in the chat.
Compared to other years.
Obviously, having the extra day of music was obviously very good, but you know what it's like. You just get down to the arena; it's an absolute blast throughout the day. It was quite tiring by the time the Sunday came about because it's an extra day of walking, it's an extra day of being on your feet and everything. But I wouldn't change it for the world. It was just brilliant, man. I sort of wish actually, as it was obviously the big 20th anniversary one and everything. Obviously, do 4 days of music, but like add an extra day of camping on, so you still get the couple of days at the start to sort of just chill out, meet some people and everything. Go to the dog tooth in the evening.
I think that's what it was missing, wasn't it? It kind of needed that day of where we got there.
The 2-day buffer.
Yeah. Just
You need
became
that day of respite where you just get sunburned. I think.
Yeah.
We either get sunburn or we get trench foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way we down there, yeah.
And there was that much sweat dripping down my leg into my boot.
Yeah, you brought the boots for no reason. You could have walked around in Vans the whole day.
I did wear a lot of flip flops.
Man, you should see my boots. Like, they were brand new and they are just caked in dust.
Yeah, man. I was wearing black boots. They're brown now.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, comparing to other years, I think the layout was much better. I mean, I know some people had some real horror stories from getting parked to getting into the arena and everything, but I think we just got so lucky there. We had no real queue. Like, I mean, from the car to the campsite was only about 15-minute walk, if that was it. It was,
oh my god, yeah. So was it 2019? I think they did that
really,
4-mile hike. It was
4 miles in the mud.
I think that probably put you off, to be honest, Callum. I think that probably.
It's that, and then you get into the arena, well, not into the arena. You get your wristbands, and when you walk through, and it's another like 2-mile hike to the campsite, whatever. And it's like, why? And then you go into the arena, then to go back, be like, oh, well, I need to get some more. Go back to the campsite for more bevies. It's like a 40-minute walk or whatever, and it's like, why is it like this?
We climbed from the
from the village to the arena.
Village to the arena was 15 minutes.
You have like a leaderboard, so you could do it quicker.
Yeah.
Well, we had the longer legs, but we were being held back by people short legs.
Yeah. Yeah, literally. It was...
That's pretty good though, if it's only 15 minutes.
Pretty good. Yeah. And so from the car, we were second field of West Car Park, so we could have been closer.
Yeah, they sort of centered everything around the arena and the village this time, rather than it being like the arena's right the way on one side, then it's all of the camping over the course of the circuit.
If they maintain that setup, I think they're onto a winner. I think it was so much better.
Yeah.
We still had to go through Black Camp to get to Blue Camp, but then beyond Blue Camp, you could go further, and they had Quiet Camp right on the edge. So Quiet Camp wasn't in like a stupid place or something.
Yeah.
Like, if you wanted to be out of the way, it was literally out of the way, off the flight path, everything. Less planes.
That's also one I hate is the planes.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think you're desensitized.
You do get used to it, but it's like when you come back, like I don't know, when like the night you come back and I'm like you go to sleep and you think you hear a plane, you're like, wait, no, what? I'm not...
I feel like that might be a you problem.
That isn't me. That might also have been because I had eaten a spicy mooncake or something.
Yeah.
We never do such a thing.
Yeah, what was it on? There was one of the days. It was either like the Saturday or the Sunday. Where you're gonna know what I mean, Simon. But it was about 7 a.m. and I'm pretty sure the biggest plane in the world flew over. You're starting to desensitize. I swear it was skimming over my tent. It was absolutely thunderous. I was like, wow.
What we didn't have this year is that big Russian cargo plane that got blown up.
Yeah.
Thank God for that. That one was the loudest. That one. That
6 engines on that boy.
Get you up. All my tweets. I've got a lot of Babitos coming. You'll appreciate Babito.
Yeah.
Haribo here, Babito here, man.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah. Price range also.
And they're not made of dead animals, which is even better.
Yeah.
Right. I was going to say, was there any horrific clashes for you?
Yeah, well, when I first got there on the first day, there was a band called Caskets that I really wanted to see, but we heard them on the way up. They're obviously really good. You Simon agreed and everything, but we got there and the sound was just tragic, wasn't it? You just couldn't hear any.
Yeah, they had the warm-up sound, man, dude.
Yeah, they got
the intern.
It kind of solved our clash, didn't it? Because who are we going to go see?
Ginger.
So
we ended up sort of doing a bit of a half and half, instead, which was a compromise, but because it was probably the biggest clash for the weekend for me.
So everyone's was a bitch. No, that was a bad one. I think there was one or two more. Let me just double check.
Yeah, you can tell Guar's been there because you're just suddenly seeing everybody walking around covered in like blue paint.
And red paint, all the white,
Oh man, let me tell you about this guy. I had no idea about Guar when this guy came over. He was coated in blue paint. I was like, what the hell has happened to this man? He's there in his flip-flops, t-shirt and shorts. And when he walks into the men's toilets covered in this blue paint, doesn't see the puddle of piss on the floor, foot straight in it. This is shoulders, so he's like, oh. Carries on. I end up next to him at the urinal. He goes, "How's it going, man?" Like that, and his glasses fall off into the urinal. I was like, "My God!" Oh,
Poor guy.
Poor man.
That's what I always think. Like,
oh.
I could just imagine somebody going, "Oh, like I've never heard of this guar. I'll go check them out." They managed to get to the front of the
Shit,
stage,
nuts
and they
it
just don't know what's going to happen to them. Like,
Oh, man.
either just like,
I do. I want to see Guara.
Yeah,
man.
man.
They're fairly regularly, aren't they?
They play
Yeah, I
them
think-
at most festivals. They're normally always there because they're always
I
on
thought they were a
tour.
good festival band.
You know,
so-
I think they either are playing or they might already have in Southampton.
all right.
I think they're playing in like the Loft, I think, or something.
That's pretty cool.
But that might have already happened. I can't remember.
A fun venue.
Either the Lot. I think it was like one of the small ones because it wasn't the Guildhall. I don't think.
Oh, another clash we had.
Oh,
Electric Callboy. I think was Ghost. Was it?
yeah, I'm not. What was that on the Sunday?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
That's
let's
rough.
have a little look. Yeah, I mean, must admit, it wasn't too bad for clashes. Like the one I was really worried about. We had Parkway main stage, Ghost second stage, and then Slipknot. So literally everybody went Parkway,
yeah.
Ghost, Slipknot, and it was just this
Yeah.
absolute horde of people moving.
Mass
between,
exodus of metalheads, dude.
You know, it's like you get in one of those crowds and you're literally shuffling along. You're like, come on, people, please. And I think it was like 15 minutes after Ghost finished that Slipknot was starting or something, wasn't it? It was pretty crazy. And obviously, you're like, well, we want to get a beer, you want to have a wee, whatever. And
Yeah, wasn't it like because
Yeah.
like no one was playing when Slipknot was playing, wasn't?
yeah, they
They've got much better at slotting the band so that they
Yeah.
sort of, you can, and they give you sort of 10, 15, 20 minutes to get between the stages, which is nice because obviously, you know, actually another difference this year is that they went overboard with the women's toilets. And they absolutely undersold the men's toilets.
Yeah.
There were not enough of those toilets.
Yeah.
So the fences got coated, dude. It was bad. And they used like potato sack kind of material along the fences. Some poor bugger's got to take that down today. And they could probably wring that out. Like
yeah. They're not going to want to keep that. Yeah.
the week's worth of drunk piss all over that. It's pretty rough. Yeah, no, the toilets, I think this year overall though, and I know this is a big question for a lot of people actually, and it sounds stupid.
Yeah, we hate to get crude here, but
The
this
toilets
is the
were
question.
much better this year,
Yeah.
I think. Way better. They had a better design. They didn't need to flush them because the flushes never work anyway.
Which creates a bit of a backing up issue, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, dude. You know, a little mountain of poo in there, dude.
It's not good, yeah.
Whoever just joined, I saw someone just join the chat. They definitely joined as I said.
At the wrong time. Sorry, shout out to that person.
Yeah, well,
No,
you joined at the right time.
Well,
Another
the
cool thing,
regional
they had a new urinal design. So for the blokes out there, the new urinals are pretty cool. They were like monoliths. It was really good. Any Warhammer fans out there who know Necrons, you're basically pissing on their home. Very nice.
Yeah.
Hygiene-wise was much better. People seem to be a lot more aware as well of the rubbish. So that it wasn't like, you know, in previous years, it was like just cans all over the floor and it was a shitty mess. This year, it was people were bagging up. You know, that you could get free bags, I think, free rubbish bags, which was nice. It was overall just a way neater, tidier, cleaner festival
Yeah.
I've ever seen out of download.
Yeah, I've been back on previous years, and you just can't wait to get in and have a shower. And it was today. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't as bad.
Like stretch, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
clean now, please.
Definitely.
Didn't feel like that all weekend though, did it? It was kind of like, I mean, obviously, again, you're desensitized to an extent, but
I think it was our showers in the morning was actually sorted out a bit.
again, anyone who's just joined, there will be new content up soon. Slow motion 2-liter bottle of water, showering.
That did go on the stories. I remember seeing it.
Slow motion one? I don't think so.
I swear Ben
I think
shared it.
Ben shared
Ben,
it.
yeah, he filmed a few.
Yeah, Ben definitely. I definitely saw it. It wasn't on our. I don't think it wasn't on our one, but Ben. I should have shared it to our one.
To be fair, I'm going to shout out to Ben because like he was trying to sell 2 tickets for ages, and at the last minute they decided, you know what, let's just go. And he had the best time, didn't he? He was...
Man, dude, his balls dropped late there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, he was like trying to sell his tickets, and he himself
they,
and
even
Hannah
they were.
last minute. Hannah does our photography sometimes. HLC shout out as well.
Mm.
But yeah, Ben Francis and HLC photography, both legends. It was nice to hang out with
Great
those.
content. Oh yeah, great
Real
content.
Great content. Yes.
You should have seen. Oh my god, Ben's airbed.
Oh man, it was like the height of your normal bed at home.
He brought a wedding tent.
Yeah.
And this airbed that was built for purpose for a wedding tent.
Yeah,
It was
super
huge.
fair.
It was up here, dude. It was huge.
It's like a bouncy castle, wasn't it? It was.
It's got did it have drawers and everything underneath? Put your clothes in.
the big like curtain thing that goes over the top of the.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. They were good fun. We had a good group this year as well. We kind of just like sort of we winged it a bit. We drove up with a few guys from the local area down in Bournemouth, but also met a few of the guys from the Oval scene. So a few of the guys that we met through the shows we played up there, and it turns out they also have mutual friends of ours, which is nice. So we all just hung out and had a great time. It was fun.
It was a bit easier to meet people as well. If you're talking like comparing previous years, obviously the signal was better this year. You know, it still dropped out a few times in the arena. At camp, you could get on the phone to people and say, "Oh, look, we're here." I think that's the main thing. Is like you could say, "Oh, look, we're going to meet at this place," and they're not walking around going like, "Where the hell do they meet?" That was good fun.
Hey, I don't know if this is one of your questions too. I've been sitting on this one a while in the chat. So Nick has asked, "What did you take away that you might add to your own shows?" I think Aaron,
Good stuff. I think I'm going to take the Hailstorm drummer and just become that.
Damn right, dude. No. To be fair, I was we talk about this sometimes in rehearsals. I want to see Aaron standing up at the end of a song every now and then. I want to see him because I think it's really easy to sit at the back of the room as a drummer and not get the praise you deserve.
Or
like,
reminding you there.
Start, that's kind of like you're hang over the kit a bit, you know. Play the front of the cymbals, do weird shit, cross your arms, go nuts. I want to see more out of that. You know, I want to see more of that. I think I'd love to see more of that.
I think a lot of the time he is just hidden away behind all because normally we're all squeezed on the stage a lot. But we do give him because I'm back on the wireless. Well, I'm back on the wireless. You know, when we give him the solo and smoke it away, we're all off stage.
Yeah, I love that. I turned around at the last show and you were both out in the crowd. I was like, "Oh, hello." You do that, yeah.
I went and terrorized Robin. And the stepmom.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I think from a frontman perspective, there was. I definitely took away that. Sound cunny. I think we perform a bit more in a more interesting manner than Metallica did. I quite again the bands that impressed me the most were the more theatrical bands. So I'm quite theatrical as a frontman anyway. So I quite enjoy getting into character and having a bit of fun. So I think. Bring Me were really good. There was a lot of kind of interesting crowd interactions that I'm going to try and work on a bit as well. But I think just, fuck it. It's one of those things where you look at all these bands, you're like, a bit of a takeaway for me. And I think, Aaron, we talked about that. I had a bit of a confidence boost, actually. I was like, I think some of the bands, certainly on the smaller stage at the very least, I was like, hey, we can do that. I think we can
do that.
I think we can get up there, man. I want to start looking into that soon.
Sure, I think as well. The other thing on a more technical note, in a real serious thing, is the snare that you bring means everything. If you have a good snare, your whole set's going to sound awesome. But
Black Beauty all the way, dude.
I thought there was some weak snares there, man. You
can notice a weak snare whether you know what it is or not. You know?
I know it's musician attention to detail, but it meant so much of a difference.
Actually from a technical standpoint, I want to get so I've started working on the rig already, but for some of the new songs we may or may not have announced, there's a few sections where there's like this kind of gain filter over the vocals. I want to try and work out how I'm going to replicate that live. I have actually bought
scream
gear to start doing that.
Just shout really loud.
Yeah, more gain.
Yeah, more gain.
I've got this nice mic. I'm going to incorporate this into the set. So it's like this style of microphone, so it's got a slightly different sound, obviously a different aesthetic, but I'll have that on a static stand that I can move to for some of the tracks. Like for example, like the verse of Hide, which is the song that will be coming out soon. I think that'd be really cool to play around with, and maybe we can get backing vocals on that one as well. I think need to be a focus. Me and Aaron were talking about that as well. I think me Stevie, Callum, we want to sit down and really work on some nice backing vocals that maybe aren't even on the track, but live, they might be a slightly different sound that just pops a little bit more. I think that'd be nice.
I do have another one. I've just thought of it actually, and that's in terms of a live show. You need pyro. Every time there was a big pyro explosion, everyone was just going, "Oh!"
Well, we could do budget
Yeah.
if we all we need is a big
This one at the
lighter.
top with a lighter.
Yeah, lighter and a can of deodorant. Sorted.
Well,
That's all we
we
need.
haven't been on a stream really since the Rock Beats Cancer thing, man. I want to talk about that because I think that was probably one of our I think probably most impactful shows in terms of crowd interaction and performance. Like we had sections of songs where we got people with their lighters out and everything, and I really had no idea how that would go. That was very
It's always like corny, isn't it? You know, when a band does it, you're like, man, that's a bit
kind of
corny.
but
But when you see it, when you see it, you're like,
I get it now. The whole room was lit up, dude. I was like,
Yeah.
oh fuck,
Yeah,
that's something. I see why that happens.
that sort of ties into what Callum was saying about the drummer being at the back. Because when you play something like at the Anvil and you're all at the same level, all I see is the back of you three. And then suddenly it was just like all these lights coming out as well. I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. And we also did a bit of a more personal moment for the hero outro during the last song. Got everyone down on the ground. It was like it felt more like having a conversation, just sort of down on your knees, having a chat, rather than it being a performance at that point. I think that was a nice personal touch, and I think I want to do that again. That'll be kind of a show dependent thing, obviously.
Yeah, you have to be able to get away with that. I think you can really
probably
pull it off
out,
as a
dude.
support, first support. We might be able to.
You
Might get one person doing it.
Yeah, exactly. You never know, man. I feel like I don't know. Whenever we play a show, support or headline, we tend to have consistently really fun crowds.
Shout out to you guys.
Yeah, man, big time. Like again, another takeaway from this was that obviously you see the different fans of different groups. So I'm picking on Metallica tonight. That's obviously a lot of older guys there who are just kind of they don't look happy. I mean. I sort of sat there cross-armed for the set, and if it was my favorite band, I'd be going nuts. And we talked about this a bit, Aaron. I'm pretty grateful, like the guys that we get coming up to our shows, especially the guys who come to the multiple shows. Man, they're fun, dude. It's like a proper crowd. Yeah. Like even on this small scale at the moment, it's so nice to be able to like feel like they're part of the show as well. I think that was another takeaway because not every band had that at Download. You're talking biggest rock festival in the UK. So it would be nice to see more of that. And I think we're lucky on that one.
Right, so my other takeaway from the weekend is always remember to put sunscreen on your feet.
How are you going to incorporate that to the set, Aaron?
the pyro, man. That's the way.
Yeah, that's the dream, obviously. We want some fucking pyrotechnics, fireworks, and all that. Again, that's all scaled with budget, and you bring on a team. And we had a chat with a few guys this weekend that we kind of, we want to build a team around the band, and maybe there's a few guys there that we had a chat with that hopefully really suited to actually being part of the team. I think that would be awesome.
Good stuff, yeah.
Callum, you got any others for us, brother?
Yeah. Oh no! I just shut down OneNote. Hang on.
He's dropped his paperwork.
I can't remember. Was there any bands you missed that you wish you saw? Like going in, you're like, oh, I want to see this band, but you just missed them, or that you heard about from like other people. Which they said.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we kind of went in late on 1 or 2 days. Hard to get everyone.
I think.
Yeah.
Harkin I kind of wanted to see, but missed them. Cancer Bats I completely forgot about. I'll admit I forgot. But again, I've seen them a few times, so they're pretty consistent. There was also
I heard a lot of people talking about Lorna Shore, and I thought, should we go down for that? But it was the Sunday, and I think by that point we just wanted a bit of a chill morning, so we sort of ummed and ahed about it.
Yeah, what time were they on? Because
it was something crazy. It's like, let's have a look. It was 1:10. So not long after the opens.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not the way for me to wake up personally. You gotta be in the right mood for the right thing. One of the ones I did really want to see that I missed was Nova Twins because there was a clash. I'm trying to remember who it was, but there was a pretty bit of a bugger. I think it was Smash Into Pieces. Because me and Aaron wanted to see Smash Into Pieces for quite a while, but Nova Twins recorded at the same studio. We just finished that, and they are killers. They are so good. So I'm gutted we missed that, but we did get to see them come on with Bring Me, which was absolutely awesome. We did catch, I think, the last song. So they're not the end of the world, but I would like to see them do a proper full set at some point.
Yeah, to be fair, the only one I know of them is the one they do with Bring Me Horizon, and they brought to do that very song. It's like,
yeah, dude. They're good though, man. They're so good.
Oh, another band actually I've just spotted on here was Polaris.
Yes, I was sure.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen Polaris, but again,
12 p.m. they were on. Yeah.
They got cooked, man.
That's basically gates open and they just start. Like nobody in the arena yet. But...
that happened. I can't remember what year it was. I think it was like 2017 or something. Like a Amon Amarth on at like 12 p.m.
Yeah.
It's like, why are Amon Amarth? But we all went down seeing it. It was pissing it down with rain, and we still went and saw Amon Amarth, and it was like no one there, and they had like the whole stage get up and everything, and it was like,
oh man, hey, at least there's footage, you know.
And then, but then later that year they headlined Bloodstock, which was So I saw them then, and it was 100 million times better.
Yeah,
I think it was that year.
I saw them, but it was more of a slightly later in the day, and going into it, I didn't really know them very much, and they were really cool. Like all the Rowan pits going, you know.
Yeah, dude. Hey, we've had some comments in, so I'm just gonna go through. So Marie did in fact confirm that some of the shower washing was on Ben's story.
Oh,
yeah. A Ben Francis HQ exclusive.
Oh man, yeah, check out Ben, man.
Yeah,
that guy's. Oh, I don't know what I can say, but he showed us some of his material he's been working on.
Probably not anything, I'd say.
You
can tell me later.
It's very good. Natural evolution. It's very nice.
Watch that space.
Yeah, dude. Keep an eye on Ben. Lisa says, "I love your shows and would love to do some more dancing with you, Simon." Yeah, so that's another thing I love doing. I think so. We've got again a new song that's not out yet called "Louder," and there's a really fun section in that song where I don't have to do fuck all for like 15 minutes. So I'm like, oh, let's go in the crowd and have a dance.
To be honest, neither do I. Like, it's only Stevie doing something because I'm just doing a blues like bump 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 bump.
Me and Callum are just vibing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stevie's like.
Yeah. He's fighting for his life. He's like, I'm the best time, you know.
I'm dancing with the guys. It's such a good time.
Take one from the team, Stevie.
Stevie could just chuck the whole way.
I think there'll be small festivals coming up. There'll be opportunity. We'll move down through because I don't know what that means. Can't remember what it was. Right. Marie says it was a beautiful moment. I think that might be to do with Rock. Rock Beats Cancer. Marie is the organizer of Rock Beats. So if you don't know, check it out. Marie is also learning all the fancy pyro stuff at the moment, and it's good fun as a techie. So.
Now that's good.
Yeah, let us know. We did have one of our friends he's not a musical chap. He's a big fan of rock and metal, but he's never really picked up any instruments or anything. But he's trying to estimate roughly what the cost was per shot of fire that came out for Slipknot. Oh, there goes 20 quid. Oh, there goes another 30.
There's full tank of petrol there, and there, and there.
Like, if you just want to burn money, it's a good way to do it. Cool. I think we're all caught up.
Okay, there is something else I thought of. I say thought of, I mean, I already wrote it down previously, and I just reread it.
Oh, you had to think about it.
I had to think about reading it, yeah. I had to go into my brain. For me, a big part of download is the music. The third best part is camping. The second best part is the food. So what was like the best food you had at download?
So you'll be glad to know they've got rid of Easy Cheesy.
Yeah.
I think too many people were getting food poisoning and shitting themselves.
Yeah, but that's probably why the toilets were so good. And,
yeah, you know.
Dude. Well, that was like a running joke for everyone at download.
Yeah.
There's like 10 of the bloody thing. There was a lot more variation.
That on the first or second day.
It does bring me around. Did you go to Bunny Chow's, the best food festival? Chili bread. Oh my god. So you imagine like a tiger loaf bread, you cut it in half, dig the hole out, and then just put chili in the middle when you just eat that.
That sounds like a great idea.
It is
but-
amazing. I mean,
I'm not a chili man. I
you eat
can't
the
do
chili
chili,
out,
I'm a
eat the
little
chili out, and you just eat the loaf of bread afterwards.
All soaked in, looking good.
I get it every single time.
So
Mm.
we actually, we were rating food the whole weekend.
Yeah. I must say
there
we
was
were quite.
exquisite, dude.
I must say we were quite spoiled for choice. Actually, like there was almost
Big variation.
too much.
It's
for
great. I
days
love it.
there.
I love it there because
Yeah.
it'd be like, oh, get Chinese, and be like, oh, could get like the Indian, or
Chinese
like
was
there's like
good. There was a
sushi,
nice
and then
Chinese was good.
yeah,
No,
fish
the
and
sweet
chips.
and sour was cute, dude. I
I
had a
think
few of those.
But what was your favorite? What was your favorite of the whole weekend?
I don't know,
Best
that was
thing you
different.
ate.
I want to give you some highlights and lowlights, really.
Yeah.
Like, you could go from one store, and I did this on several days where I just had 2 lunches because the first one was so shit.
yeah.
I had what they call the hot
decide.
roast. It cost me £14, which was a dry bread roll with no butter. They just slopped in some pork. I was like, wow. 14 quid.
Is that the
It
big
wasn't
one
even
where it's like-
free on fun.
Is it like the big one where it's like the big wooden shack thing? I think it's always at the hog roast.
They had, I couldn't tell you which company was which this year because there was a lot of different branding.
I
Yeah,
didn't recognise a lot of them, to be fair.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing, though. I think it was nice to see the variation. One of my absolute favorites was the Greek. I think they're called gyros. I think that's how he said it.
Yeah.
Showed a video.
I think this was a discussion at some point. I think.
Essentially, it's
Sauces
like
and
tzatziki
gyros.
sauce, shredded chicken,
It was like
and salad,
like-
Mediterranean style salad. That.
oh, the gyros.
yeah.
Oh, gyro.
Gyro.
No, I was showing a video of an angry Greek man saying,
Yeah.
like, "Not gyros." He's so angry as well. Oh, it's nice to hear.
There's Gyroskales.
There was a lot of good things, though.
Yeah,
I
I think my favourite was that brisket thing I got. I was walking past
was
it and it was
pretty
like, yeah, it was. I'll come onto my high and low point in a minute because it will all tie in. But that one was so good because it was just, but it was I think it was Sunday sort of afternoon, wasn't it? So you're all struggling away, and it was just this lovely portion of it, coleslaw and brisket meat and a bit of salad. And it was like that's actually quite refreshing at this point of the weekend.
That's why I like the gyros. The Greek stuff was so good
Yeah.
for that reason because it felt kind of like as healthy as festival food can get, but it's like you get more nutrients in if you have more colours, right? There's more like there's tomatoes, there's lettuce, there's cucumber. You know, it's like you get that in, and you need the nutrients to break down whatever alcohol you're feeding yourself, don't you? So yeah, it was good for that. But I also had 3 times, I think, these mac and cheese wraps. And they were like different. There was like a pork mac and cheese, a garlic mushroom mac and cheese, and a regular mac and cheese. They were pretty good. They were hefty as well. They were.
Yeah.
I don't think the Chinese was a winner though. You had 3 a.m. Chinese, didn't you?
Yeah.
That is the best Chinese, I think, for AM Chinese.
Well, you know they're just closing. You get all like if for sweet and sour, I kind of like the stodgier bits. I like it in quite a thick sauce. Like if it's a thin sauce, it's not a sauce.
When it's brewed in the chicken for a while, it has like a different like coating on it. It's a really thick like sugar coating and sort of thing. Yeah. So I'd say actually though, in terms of the worst food, I think I would probably actually go with the Chinese. Not because it was bad, it was very tasty, but like you pay 12 quid for it or whatever it was, and they give you this little box. It's about that big of Chinese. I'm like, that's my main meal for the day, man.
Yeah.
I had a decent portion. Portion as well. That was alright. I could have done with more chicken, but that's kind of I always do more chicken.
A little bit of rice, and it might have just been the shop I went to because there was. I can't stress enough how many the range of food that was there. Every food you could think of, there was a van for it. But
it's pretty good.
It was like
Did you have the ostrich burgers as well?
Yes, it's always that the ostrich burgers and the
classics.
duck burgers and all that. Yeah.
Middle of the arena. Yeah, they're pretty great. I didn't have it this year, mind you. I think ostrich is a pretty good meat as well, and I've heard it's quite like a nutritional meat.
Like turkey almost. Yeah, that's what lead.
Tastes like chicken.
Wow.
Well, apparently it doesn't. Apparently it tastes like beef. Like it's kind of yeah.
It's like a beefy chicken.
Was there any others you can think of, Aaron? I'm trying to think. I didn't have any burgers this year.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't remember eating a lot of it, if I'm honest.
That is
It was all 3 a.m. food.
a few of those.
Oh shit, I forgot I haven't actually eaten today.
Oh, the pasta was bad. I was
Mm.
so sad. I was so upset about that. I was
Oh
looking.
yeah, that was it.
Your nice
that-
hearty
Remember?
pasta.
This is the one. I think it was a carbonara I brought, and I thought I could murder a carbonara. That's so good. But they did it with the pasta was separate from the sauce.
They're not
So
cooking it in there.
you ate the top layer, and the bottom was just literally raw penne pasta. Just penne pasta. It was like,
It was pretty
for your
raw.
life.
It was
Yeah.
quite hard. It was what they call
Mm.
al dente. No, it was
Yeah.
fucking rock hard.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Mm.
That was when I went for another mac and cheese wrap because I was so disappointed.
Was that the case? Why you had so many mac and cheese wraps?
Mm.
You just had like
That's it.
disappointing lunch, and you're like,
Yeah, there's definitely got to be.
Here we go.
There's definitely got to be a sauce to pasta ratio, and that was just way off on that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, here's a little fucking scoop,
Yeah.
a tablespoon of sauce.
why would you not do it tagliatelle? Why would you
Yeah.
do it penne?
They did
Penne.
penne, they did spaghetti, and they did
Yeah.
chili, so they didn't have that.
I think I was sort of hoping that's it. It'd all been blended together, but when you have a bit of raw pasta and you're, oh, no, not raw, but on its own, no sauce on it.
It was awful.
Yeah.
A little bit of salt would have been nice.
Yeah.
So whenever I talk about download food, I always tend to bring up the breakfast pizza, which was a staple of my diet for download 2014 to 2019. However, pizza places don't do it as a standard anymore for some reason.
Well, not even the
I did
one.
manage to broker a deal with several different pizza places to make one at midday, and then I immediately forgot and never turned up. But they were willing to do it. So breakfast pizzas are still a thing. We need to put the pressure on so we can get baked beans back on a base.
Yeah.
We need to start a petition to get bacon, beans, egg back on a pizza. It's so good. I miss it dearly. I'm very sad it wasn't the standard staple.
I was excited to try it, but like one thing I will say, this complete weird thing, is like every morning, you get up, you stumble out of your tent because it's like an oven in there at 7 a.m. You think, oh, I'm barely ready to be alive. Wandered on down, had a. I know what Simon's just seen as well. Yes.
Sorry.
We'll come to that in a minute, but you'd stumble down. I think, oh, I'll go toilet, whatever, and I'll grab a coffee. And I got in the queue for the coffee, and there was just this lady that she obviously was so angry at having to be up at that time of the morning, just shouting at everybody to get in the queue, and I'm barely functioning as it is. And nobody knows, they're all stumbling about trying to figure out how to queue.
Yeah, there was some not so cheerful motherfuckers.
Not so cheerful, yeah. It was all
real happy people there today.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. The food, I think the food and drinks, they were a bit expensive. One commodity that you can get at Download 2023, it seems, is canned water that is called Liquid Death.
Yeah.
That runs out at the bar. So, don't know about that one. £2.60 a can.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Oof.
And they got you over a bloody barrel on that. That was a bit rough. So, what I was laughing at, Ben Francis, big shout out. I'm pinning that one. Hello, kittens.
Hello,
kitten.
Yeah, that was said a lot this week. Just out.
I was supposed to say, what was the meme? There's always like the big meme in there, which sticks throughout the whole festival.
Oh, actually,
did he have?
We do have somewhat of a story. So I think at one point, me and Simon, we went back to the campsite. It was probably before Metallica. We thought, oh yeah, pop and go have a wee, whatever, and we'll walk on back. And as we came out the toilet area, there was just the security belting past us. Yeah, and we thought, oh my god, what's happened? What's happened? And then, like, everyone was looking around, and someone eventually goes, oh, there's some guy going around nicking stuff from people's tents, and so everyone was watching to see what was going to happen. And next thing, the security have this mush. They're bringing him out, and everybody that was there at the campsite was like, "Hey, fuck off!"
And they were both
cheering this mush in, and he was just like,
they both had big Les bucket hats on, didn't they?
Yeah.
Aaron's opening line to them was "fuck off back to Boomtown." They probably don't know what that is, man.
Yeah.
But no, that was another thing this
Yeah.
year. Bucket hats, man. There was so many bucket hats for sale. Every store had like 1,000 variations on bucket hat.
Yeah.
I don't like bucket hat.
I feel like in the sun it'd be very good. It's the perfect. It's basically like, to take a big like pirate hat or something and just collapse it down the head and you're sorted.
I've got the
Big
proper like fisherman's cap. That's the one I had. You know, the one which goes all the way around, and I'm just sit there like absolutely no sun.
I just had like a tennis hat. Okay, it kept my neck not burnt, I guess.
I had my hat.
Hi hat.
Yeah, Aaron's got a special hat.
I got my I don't know if it's my download hat or my party rocket. Break it out. Bear with.
Oh, that one.
Oh my god! It doesn't recognise that it spins.
Aaron, yeah, you got to spin it.
This one doesn't like it, bro. We spent a lot of time fanning that hat as well.
Yeah, everybody was coming up and spinning the hat. Was like...
We got a little bit drunk.
£2 a spin.
Yeah.
Overhead, and it was pretty weird because there's 300 people just above your head while you're trying to sleep.
Yeah.
In what other situation would there be 300 people just above you?
Yeah.
Ever. But yeah, so Aaron's asked, at what point can a man fly?
Yeah, that was my drunken thought of the weekend.
Yeah, we had a good go, didn't we? We had a good go.
Yeah, good go. So the thought was that basically a plane that's obviously got really long wings, and obviously it runs up a runway, reaches a certain speed, and it gains lift. And what point, if you ran with your arms out, would you take off?
Fast.
What would the speed have to be?
I think because you need to go against the wind to get the lift, right? So I think if it's really strong winds and you run and jump, but could you run faster than the?
The follow-up question is: does your face peel off before that?
That was it. It was at what point you...
Yeah.
That's what we all did it with cardboard as kids, didn't we? You'd run with a bit of cardboard, and you would sort of gain a bit of lift. The biggest jump of your life. So I'm thinking, what point do you gain enough lift? And I still don't know.
We're gonna
have to test it.
Well, I think you have to go quite fast because if you think how wide a plane's wings are and how fast they have to go down the runway just to get lift. It. I think you'd probably have to.
It's got a runway for a reason. Surely someone figured it out by running down it really fast. Surely.
Naruto ran down it. Like...
Oh, we've had a few more comments coming, so I just want to highlight this one. So Marie firstly says, "I love a good bucket hat. Leave them alone." No, I don't fish. Nor do you. I suck. I just hate. I don't know why. I think it's the designs on them. I don't know if you saw that. It was just like all the designs were so cringe. It was like cunt written all over it, and I'm a twat, and I do drugs, and it's like, man, if you really want to tell security that you do drugs, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, bucket hat, mullet.
Yeah. There was a few mullets.
I don't know, man. The mullet and the little tash.
Yeah.
It's the end. I think I blame rugby. I think it's rugby's fault. I'm not sure. It came out of nowhere for me.
There is also that guy. He was like the TikTok guy, and he's in like Cocaine Bear.
Not Dr. Disrespect.
No, but he has a mullet and a mustache.
It's just in. I don't know where it came from, man. I don't think I can keep up with that.
It's like everything. It has an emergence after a certain amount of time.
I don't think I can get away with the mullet, boys. Maybe that's why I'm so confused by it. I don't think I can. Callum, you could do a mullet.
Huh?
Mullet and a
beard? Not doing a mullet, no.
One of us has to, boys. We have to follow.
This is up to me.
Stevie, the sacrificial.
Stevie's got like a reverse mullet.
Yeah.
He's got party on the front, business on the back.
Yeah.
Business on the back.
Yeah. Not business from the back. That's something else. Business from the back. That's talking about someone else. But business on the back.
Daisy River Festival. Ben says, "I've never seen two sexier men wash each other." Well, I think washing's a strong word.
Yeah, where were they?
I did not feel clean during that process or after. If anything, I felt dirty. I don't know how you are.
No, what it's like is it just washes all your sun cream away and leaves that horrible greasy feeling after.
That's quite the content now. Maybe we can wing it into the music video. It looks great. Callum, I can't wait to show you it in slow motion.
Did you not?
So good.
Did you not put it in slow
Halfway through, I
motion?
started drinking it.
Maybe you didn't. Yeah, maybe you didn't do it in slow motion. Yeah, maybe there's some secret one you didn't share.
I haven't seen the secret one.
Yeah. Okay.
I have it.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Never.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 2 minutes long anyway. Like you can stretch out a bottle of water that long, dude.
Was this? You said it was in slow mo.
Yeah,
Maybe it's a version that exists somewhere.
In a long time. It was there for a while.
Yeah, 2 litre bottle when you was dripping it emptied on your head. It goes for a while, man.
Yeah, man. Have you got any other queries for us? You coming next year?
Yeah, that's a good one. Who's going next year?
We need an R1 camp next year with a fuck bunch of our mates. That will be a party.
It depends. Right, I always say this. I'm like, if XX is here next year, then I'll go. And last time I said, if Tool's here in 2019, I'll go. And then Tool got announced, so I went.
Right, that needs to be the closing question, and this one goes out to anyone watching as well.
Yeah.
Pick 3 headliners for next year.
Or what? Yeah, 3. Yeah, 3. Let's do 3.
Ooh.
It's
Let's
going to be
brainstorm
3.
it.
They've already put the tickets out for sale.
Yeah.
3 for the same price as 4. Deal.
What? Wait, what?
Wow.
3.
3 headliners.
I think they should double down and just do Metallica for all 3 days.
We already doubled down.
You're gonna do that with
Double,
Iron Maiden
triple
now.
down, yeah.
I'm not sure. That's a really good question, actually.
Pretty good.
Who do I think will play, or who
Marie's
do I want?
already. Marie, what are your 3 ideal headliners? Get it in chat.
Okay, honestly, if you're in the chat, put them in there.
Give us
who you
your
want.
favourite headliners, man. Let's hear it.
I think I am going to say one of them has to be Parkway Drive. When they're on a headline set, they would be so cool. I think.
The main stage headliner.
Main stage headliner. They were popping off with the fire and everything. Bit longer set.
I don't think it's the second stage headline. I don't think they're going to get main stage, though.
They did at Bloodstock.
See it, man.
Just go to Bloodstock, bro.
I've never heard of Bloodstock.
Yeah. No, I do want to see.
I
I think.
Jacket, Callum. I can't go.
Huh?
I don't have cargo shorts.
Oh, yeah. Just get some.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, I do have a proposition. I do have a proposition for us, but I'll say after the stream. After the stream.
Ooh.
An idea, just an idea.
Little cheeky plan.
Yeah, a little cheeky plan.
Nifty idea you might have.
I'm still trying to think of my headliners.
Yeah, that's more stalling, isn't it? I'm going to get more on the rock route for those. But Aaron, you should probably finish yours first, dude.
I'm still trying to think, man. It's,
he wants on the Friday Parkway, and then on the Saturday Drive, and then
and then they merge the two.
Yeah, but
then Drive over 3 days. They pop off hard. And I'm just thinking like, it's that Bring Me Horizon effect again. You know, I want to see somebody who's not done it before. I'm going to do it. You know, so for me, it's gonna be something like Parkway. It's gonna be something like Architects. Give them a go. You know, that's what I'm saying.
See, I would love at the moment. I've been really vibing Silosis, but they're nowhere near big enough for like Deadline. Deadline? What the hell? Download headline. That's something I would love to see.
Oh, actually, I got it. I've got it. Elstorm.
Could you imagine?
See, could you imagine? That would pop off.
That would go wild.
Yeah. Elstorm, Steel Panther, and Guar.
Yeah, Steel Panther is definitely a band I want to see there again next year. Did you see their America's Got Talent video?
I didn't see it, but everyone was saying it was really good.
It's funny. They're like, some gal comes out, it's like, so tell us a bit about yourself. They're like, so yeah, we've got 6 studio albums. It's so good. It's so good, man. It's totally on point for them. Like, obviously, it's set out, but it's fun. I hope they do it again. The only song they could play, obviously, Eyes of a Panther.
Yeah.
I hope they go balls in on the next one if they do it again.
Yeah, man. So the other one,
yeah,
I'm gonna say is as a potential, throw it out there, Sabaton.
you why did you cringe?
I knew everyone else would. But,
It's like,
yeah,
you're
I
right.
saw some of their clips of their tour, and that is a hell of a stage. They're just so very niche, so it's going to be a second stager for them, I think, like you said. But it's they're pretty good.
So I would go with, in terms of the big bands that I think will actually headline, I'd quite like to see Muse again. I'm going to go for the rock route because I think we had a very heavy year this year. I'd quite like to see some more of the rock bands there, and I think that will help it along in terms of selling through and everything, get more tickets sold. It sounds weird. I kind of want to see Green Day at Download. Bit of a controversial one, but I think they're some of the best performers I've ever seen play live ever. They're so in love with the music still, and I think that would be nice.
Yeah, Foo Fighters, another one.
Foo Fighters is that's the big one for me. Avenged, I kind of want to see their new album live because I don't think I like it.
Simon,
I can't tell yet.
I have to send you a video later. Some guy remade the whole of the new album as if it was 2005 Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh yeah.
I'll send it to you. You missed out on that one, but I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I think I quite like Sevenfold every time they play, so they're pretty good. Again, Muse are always a good live act. I think they're the kind of band that we're bringing in, a pretty consistent crowd as well. I think Royal Blood on main support would work.
Yeah.
Royal Blood I don't know if they'd be a second stage headliner or like a main support, but they'd still suit Download, I think.
I think main support, definitely.
I think so. I think they need the main stage, don't they?
I think they'd be better on the second stage, a little second one.
I think they would be, but
there's only two of them.
Can
you imagine just two people on that main stage? I mean, like no one there.
They have
one of them is on drums. He's not even moving.
Yeah,
exactly. He's spinning around like a madman.
I think they still just do the two of them live a lot of the time now. Because they did at Radio 1's big weekend. They did. It was just two of them.
No understage or anything.
What?
Man, I don't think Hans Zimmer should headline. Heaviest shit you heard.
Right, I'm gonna
carry it on loop for 2 hours.
I'm gonna chuck out a wild card and say the Killers.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
That is wild.
Oh, wild.
I think they're ready, guys.
Okay, I'm gonna lock in my answer. I want, for me, Queens of the Stone Age.
Yeah.
They're just gonna release a new album. They're gonna be on tour.
Yeah.
I think if they're like a headline act, I'll probably nearly 100% go. Love to see Queens.
Queens of the Stone Age with Muse maybe, and definitely Foo Fighters. Honestly, Foo Fighters so bad.
Queens of the Stone Age, Tool. I'm always gonna say Tool every single year.
We all forgot. We all forgot. We know we need it. We need Rammstein.
Yeah,
we need that kind of industrial sound that covers off. That's so many good fucking acts. Okay,
they haven't done it in a while either.
Bin them off. For me, it's gonna be Rammstein, Foo Fighters, Queens of the Stone Age.
Are you stealing my bloody thing?
I'm having Queens as well.
What the hell, bro?
It's a good headline.
They would be
like second stage or main support. Who cares?
I think they could do a main headline. I reckon.
Yeah, I think they've probably got enough on it, especially if Foo Fighters they can do some crossover shit.
And they've got so much material now as well because they've got like 7 albums now. I think. I
don't know. Maybe Rage Against the Machine would be.
I was thinking Rage as well because.
I don't know if I'm kind of bored of them now though. I've seen Prophets of Rage like 3 times.
Yeah.
Do you think Volbeat could do it?
I love Volbeat.
No, they've done main support before. I'm pretty sure, haven't they? They definitely have.
Main support.
Yeah, they've done main support. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Before.
They're pretty popping off. Like most people know them now. I think. Be good.
They have a good sound. I don't think they're a headline sound. I don't think they're enough to go for that.
Maybe second.
I like Clutch this year. Another good band, consistent. But I
love Clutch.
There's something missing from Clutch to me. I don't know what it is, but they need something to project them further.
Yeah, you need to go to their own show. Like Clutch at their own show is completely different to when they're at a festival. Like they are very, very good.
They did have a funny meme. You know the in-ears. I was telling Aaron about this. So your in-ears, you don't use them, do you? So you don't actually know that. Yeah. So their in-ears got tuned into BBC while they were playing, and they could hear the news. And they, guys, you don't know, we use in-ear monitors so that we can hear ourselves back instead of using those wedges at the front of the stage, because they feed back quite heavily on a microphone. And for us, it's like we don't want that to happen. It's easier for the sound guy. It's easier for us. Everything's more clear and crystal on stage. So they had that, but sometimes you get the frequencies crossed over with different radio frequencies. It's kind of a common thing. I've had it at Anvil before. I think it was the police station around the corner. So in my ears, and I could just hear like fucking talking. I was like, oh god. It's very distracting as a singer. It's very distracting. Yeah, I was like, they were telling us the weather report. Nice. That's pretty good.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's my perfect lineup. Anyway, what you got to finalise some lineups, boys. What we got?
Okay, Queens of Stone Age, because I really want to see Queens of Stone Age.
Rammstein Tool.
Yeah, no, it's definitely Queens of Stone Age and Tool, and then I think they need like the big metal band.
Yeah.
They need Gojira.
Oh, Gojira. That's a good
shout, man. They would be
pretty good.
They would be really good at second stage as well, actually.
Yeah, man. Because they're huge, but they're not that huge.
I think they're that huge. I think they could do
Do you
it.
think they'd fill out that?
I reckon
90,000 people.
Yeah.
Gojira.
Well, think how big was Ovo Arena when we went and saw it? Was it Ovo? What did we see him?
We saw them at Ali Pali, didn't we?
Oh, it was Ali Pali. Yeah. No, Ali Pali's isn't that many people actually. Thinking about it.
No, and it wasn't fully sold out, was it? Dude, that's 10,000. That's like a tenth of what went to see Bring Me the Horizon the other day.
But
10%.
Gojira.
Gojira's second stage, man.
They're bigger than Silos. They're bigger than Silosis. Like, we also want to see. They're playing in Bristol. We should go see them with Malevolence. Malevolence headline, Silosis support.
Speak to Dan about that.
It's also like £30. Also, £30, £30.
Pretty good in times like these.
It is. It is. And Violet's Murder is also £30.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I think Queen's Stone Age on the Friday, Gojira on the Saturday, Tool on the Sunday. Sorted.
Pretty good, man.
I'd love that. I'd buy a ticket immediately.
Aaron, what you got? What's your final?
But download first if you're listening. If you want to guarantee one sale.
I like the idea of a Gojira. They'd be really cool. I'm gonna have to go with Tool as well because they were so good. They were so
good.
I must admit, I kind of want to see Tool again.
Yeah, I really want to see Tool again.
I also really want to see Rammstein again, dude.
Yeah.
They're definitely some of the best.
It's been a while.
And they're newer, dude.
I think it's such a hard choice.
Killswitch Engaged, Meshuggah, and Megadeth. Oh wait, no, that's Bloodstock, bro. You just go to Bloodstock.
The Killswitch, that Friday is one.
Friday's lit.
Friday's looking good. What have we got? Gojira.
Tool.
I'll go Foo Fighters.
Yeah, man.
That'd be good as well.
See, in terms of bands, because I didn't see much of Tool, so I'd quite like to see Tool again. Foo Fighters I've never seen. Do you know what would be really good though? Main support or second stage headline? Greta Van Fleet. That would be pretty cool.
I'd see them, yeah.
Because they'd bring in a whole new audience as well.
Is it Greta or Greta?
I have no clue. Yeah. Right, you know what, boys? I'm going to wrap it up because I want to go to bed.
Yeah. It's been a long day, man. We had a big journey.
Yeah. Fair.
And you got any other last questions for us, Cam?
Last. Well, we could end it on that one because the other one, I suppose, you kind of answered earlier. But I suppose, are there any new bands you saw which are now on your radar or a new favourite of yours?
Multiple.
Other than Bring Me the Horizon.
There's this cool band called Metallic. No. So Ghosts were pretty good. I don't think I'll listen to their studio stuff because it's not my cup of tea, but live, fantastic. similar kind of thing for me for Ice Nine Kills. I really want to check them out more. I want to see them at a headline show where they've got their own props and shit. They look mad. And actually, the same one that Aaron recommended big time was Avatar, and I thought they were really good. But there's a few more than that as well. Palais Royale are another one that I thought were really good live. There's quite a few this year. Actually.
That's it. That's what I love about the whole sort of vibe of the festivals. You go there, what was our camp? Probably 11, 12, 13 people. It's quite a few. So everyone's sort of, you're naturally going to talk about who you want to see and who we're going to see. And so when you've got a gap, you just go, well, yeah, you're going, I'll go see this band. And that's how it starts, isn't it? With these bands, you find them and they're brilliant. I think for me, it was that Kid Capici. I did actually enjoy them a lot. I think they were just quite different from the rest of the vibe of the festival, which was...
I got big indie vibes off them. They weren't really my kind of thing, but they were a great performance.
I enjoyed them. I'll be sure to check them out at some point, but... Yeah.
They always play. I think they always play Teddy Rocks, and they play the Pool Festival a lot. The Pool Park Festival. They always play that. I think.
I hear that's very good.
They're relatively local, I think. Not to Bournemouth, but I think to the southwest.
Man, there's a good local scene.
Because I think they're like Blandford way, or like near there.
Yeah.
I think somewhere on there, like Somerset.
Oh, Somerset.
Yeah, they're Kid. It's not Kid Capaci. It's Kid Capaci.
So we did have one other question that I missed earlier. I realised. Lisa says, "When's our next show?" Possibly the 7th of July in Broadstone. We also have another big show happening in Bournemouth on the 28th of July, which is a Friday, where we will be, in fact, releasing our brand new EP. So, as many of you as possible, please come to that show. If you like what we do, if you want to support us at all, please get down to that show. We want to show what we can do. And, we want to put on a show that we think we can take on a proper tour. So, we're going to need you guys to tell us what you think of it. And we'll have the new CD.
Be good.
Which will actually, I think what we're going to do, lads, if we get that show announced properly, we should do 2 ticket tiers, one that comes with the CD itself, one that is without. So, news to follow on that one.
Let us know what you think.
Big things are coming.
It's getting exciting now.
But I don't know if you saw what I said, but like every time I did like the teasers and that, and I was like, I wanted to put big things coming every time, but I settled with we've been cooking on this one for a while, and it's almost ready to serve.
We saw it come through like 3 hours later than it posted because our connection was awful.
Yeah.
Fantastic stuff. Hey, well, thank you very much, anyone who tuned in. Thank you for those in the future watching now. Hello from the past. Hope you're having a lovely time. Go to Download Festival. It's really good.
Look to see you there next year.
Yeah, dude, and even more than that, go to a Region 1 show. Really good.
Yeah, actually, on the note of the headliners, Regional 1.
Yeah, none of us just thought that, did we? Shit. Damn. I also think Regional 1 would be a very good Download headline.
We'll have a go, see what happens.
Yeah. Right.
I'm going to turn in for an early night. You guys take care.
Thank you, everyone.
See you all later. Take care.
Take it easy.
Bye.